Good morning, Chicken Explorers. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Seti. Good morning, everybody. Andy. Hi, Andy. Good afternoon. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. Good to be home, you guys. Good to be home. Good to be away, but good to be home. Seti says, Chicken Explorers, how are you? Chicken says, hello, Andy. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Good morning, beautiful lady and family. Good morning, beautiful Lisa. How are you, young lady? Seti says, Andy, hello. Seti says, we are well. Oh, I'm sorry, Chicken Explorer says, we are well. Wonderful. Seti says, hello, Lisa. Chicken says, how are you, brother Seti? Da-da-da-da-da. I'm a little slow this morning, you guys, so you could understand, right? Happy Sunday. Happy, happy Sunday. Seti says, Chicken Explorer is the same to you. And I'm fine, thank you, my friend. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy, happy, happy Sunday. Lisa, Lisa, how are you? Chicken Explorers. Seti. Hello, Lisa. Hello, everybody, and good morning. We have some low tide this morning, guys. Low tide. See how much room is below the water, or below the deck, I mean. Money 420. Hi, Money. How are ya? Welcome back. Money 420 said hi. Seti says, hello, Money 420. Lisa says, doing better now that I heard your voice. Oh, Lisa, I'm so happy to see you. So good to see you. Chicken says, hello, Money. James Walker says, hello, hello, James. Money says, hello, everyone. Hello, Money 420. Happy Sunday, buddy. What are you doing up so early? Kind of early. And look what we have, guys. Tea. My regular tea. Money says, I just came in to drop my like and say, what's up? Thank you, Money. That's so sweet of you. Thank you, Money 420. Awesome. Came in, drop a like and say, what's up? I appreciate that. It's good to see ya. Seti says, hi, James Walker. James Walker, how are you? Abigail, hi Abigail, how are you? Money says I've been up I hosted an 8-hour panel. Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Cool. Abigail says I'm doing amazing. That's great, Abigail. Money says getting ready to get some sleep. I bet. You've been up since last night. Wow. What was the panel about? Bearded dragons and fun high. Oh, hello, bearded dragons. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Steady said hi to James. Abigail says hi. Money's been up all night. Abigail says I'm doing amazing. Money's getting ready to go to sleep. Steady said hi, bearded dragons. Steady says hi, Abigail. Bearded dragons and fun says hi. Well, welcome. Hello. Abigail says hi, dragons. Bearded dragon says hi and fun. Dragons and fun says hi. Money said when I do panels, I don't have a topic. I just let people come up, chop it up, and have fun. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, everybody. That's cool, Money. Corey's here. Hi, Corey. Money trying to get watch hours. Oh, you need watch time? So all you gotta do is let me know. Lilu, hey, Sebastian. Welcome. Sebastian's here. Lilu, say hello. Money's working on watch hours. If anybody can help out Money 420, he's working on the watch hours. Go play a playlist. Go replay a live stream. I will do the same for you, Money. I'll help you. Corey says hi, mate. Hey, Corey. Lilu, hey, Daisy May. Sebastian, how you doing, buddy? Seti says hi to Lilu. Abigail says hi to Lilu. Seti says hi to Corey. Corey says hi all. Hey, Abigail, how are you? Says Lilu. Corey says hi to Seti. Abigail says, I'm doing amazing. I'm so glad you are, Abigail. And Lilu says hi to Seti. Money says, thank you. You're welcome. You are welcome. I will add you to my rotation, Money. I have a bunch of people I help and I'm playing, and I will add you to the list. Waza, hey. Good morning to you. Oh my goodness. Waza's here. Lisa says, good morning to Abigail. Waza says, hey, yo. Oh, hey, good mornings to y'all. Capiche? Yes, Waza, how are you? Abigail says, hi, Money. Foxy's here. Hi, Foxy. Welcome. Good morning. For you, good afternoon. Hi, Bradley. Bradley says, good morning, sunshine. You're my sunshine, Bradley. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Hey, Mike. Mike, a big, great congratulations to you, buddy. Everybody check out my friend Mike the Bike Dasher. He just hit his 3K. He's working towards 4. He's got memberships now. Awesome, Mike. Congrats. Corey says, hi, Bradley. Lee Lou says, lovely to see you all. Yes, it is lovely to see everybody. Thank you. Corey says, hi to Mike. Waza says, I am here. Welcome. Seti says, hi to Waza. Corey says, hi, Lee Lou. Mike says, hello, Corey. Look at those beautiful emojis, Mike. Thank you. Seti says, hi to Foxy. Mike says, hello to Seti. Seti says, hi, Mike. Waza says, hi, Seti. Abigail says, hi, Mike. Lee Lou says, hey, Corey. So does Bradley. Bradley says, hi, Corey. Mike says, hello, Abigail. Abigail says, hi, Bradley. Foxy's going to be right back. Thank you, Foxy. Lee Lou says, Abigail, I went up on Phoenix's panel. You did? And I missed it? I'm going to go replay. I'm going to replay. Money, you sub to Mike. Oh, Mike's great, Money. He's a great guy. He's a good guy. You'll like him. Abigail says, nice. Mike says, thank you, Money 420. Money 420. Abigail says, I'm cold. Mike says, I sub back, Money 420. Thank you, guys. Making new friends. Lilu says, Daisy May, first time I've seen the sun hiding. I know, it's hiding. You're right. Sebastian says, don't I'm sorry, Corey says, don't forget to hit the like button. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, Corey. Money says, thank you. You are welcome. Mike says, notice the name Money 420. Oh, nice name? Nice. Nice name, Money 420. Abigail says, happy Sunday. Yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. I just picked my two favorite things. There you go. Reinhardt's channel. Good morning, my friends. Hello, Reinhardt's channel. Everybody check out the Reinhardt's channel. And Money 420 and Abigail and everybody here. Is that Stephanie? Money, and I got the name and it sounds good. It does sound good. I like Money 420. It's cool. Said he said hi to Reinhardt. So does Mike. Waza says, Mad Daddy, moonshine, that bottle looked clean. Abigail says hi to the Reinhardt's channel. And she also says hi to Wazamadu. 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 Reinhardt's channel says hello, Seti. Jason, oh, Jason's here. 603 Magna Pirate Jason. Hi, Jason, how are you? Welcome. Reinhardt's channel says hi, Mike. Abigail says hi to Jason. Seti says hi to Jason. Thank you so much for stopping by, everybody. Reinhardt says hi to Abigail. Money says that moonshine was. That moonshine was. I don't know what you guys are talking about with the bottle. Jason says hi, Abigail and Seti. Lisa says we just got a surprise. 2 young male deer came by. Oh, Lisa, how beautiful. Hello, Mythical CFL. Hit it has been a while. Oh, hi. Mythical CFL. Welcome. It's been a while. Abigail says I'm cold. Seti says hi to CFL. Abigail also says hi to my. Lee Lou says, Abigail, I made you a hot chocolate. How nice. Waza says Money 420 has moonshine bottles in his shorts. Oh, gotcha. Yes, he does. Yep. The Reinhardt's channel says the Reinhardt's channel, thank you very much. Abigail says, how did everyone sleep? Pretty good. How about you, Abigail? Jason says it's 45. Oh no, that's chilly. We have 79. Jason says I slept good, but only for 5 hours. Oh, okay. Lee Lou says, hey, Wazmadu, what's up? Wazoo said, Reinhardt, I know you, howdy. Abigail says, I slept awesome. Waza says, Lee Lou, I know you. How did everyone sleep? Abigail, I missed you there. I'm going to keep on pushing. Jason says, came home at 2 a.m. from a concert. Who'd you go see? I'll see everyone later. Going to get some sleep. Good day. Good day, Money 420. Have a good night's sleep or a good day's sleep. We'll see you around. Everybody say bye to Money 420. And make sure you check out his channel. Great guy, great channel. Abigail says, are you here, Sebastian? Lisa says, we have 56. You got 56? That's not bad. Lee Lou says, Abigail, I slept on off a bit warm last night. Abigail says, have a good day, Money. Jason says, Jelly Roll and Post Malone. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. How was it? How was it? My kids love that Jelly Roll. Sapphire, hi, Sapphire. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Reinhardt's channel says, have a blessed day. You too, Reinhardt's channel. Sapphire says, good. Lee Lou says, hey. Reinhardt. Sapphire says, hey. Sapphire. That's such a pretty word, sapphire. Great, even though it was rainy and cold. Oh, that stinks about the weather, but good that you had a nice concert to go to. That's awesome. Abigail says hi to Sapphire. Gonna play some Scrabble later today. If anybody wants to play Scrabble, join me. Sono's here. Sono said good morning, Daisy May. Also said hi. Hi back. How are you? I had your live playing for a while last night, but I was just watching. My husband and I were just chatting a little bit, and I had you playing. Good morning, Sono. So good to see you. Abigail says hi, Sono. Waza says Steve Wilkos. Lilu says, hey, Sono. Jason says, yup, wife and daughters. So a good family time. Oh, you all went? Oh, how beautiful. Lovely. Sono says, hi, Abigail. Jason says, hi, Sono. Sono says, hey, Lee. Lee. Oh, Lilu. Lilu. Waza says, Sono, the big guy. Head honcho. Sono's my buddy. Abigail says, I'm eating toast. Enjoy. Lilu says, yes, I'll play Scrabble. I think Daisy may if I can. Oh, I'll play ya. Sounds good, Sebastian. I'll play. Sometime this afternoon if you're around, because I have to go get some groceries. You got it. Stuart's here. Hi, Stu. Stuart said hi. And he sent emojis. Hi, Stu. Welcome. Thank you for being here. How are you, Stuart, my friend? Someone say, Waza, what's up? Chris Outdoors. Hey, Chris. Chris, good morning. Good to see you in the morning. Awesome. Anne's here. We're back at home at Kelly. Yes, hi, Anne. Oh, my God, you guys, thanks for being here. Abigail says, hi, Chris. Lisa says, hey there, Sono. Stuart says, I am for a game of Scrabble. Okay, I'll play Lilu, and I can play you. I'll play 2 games today. Later. Sono says, hi, Lisa. Chris says, hi, Abigail. Abigail says, good luck, everyone. Lisa says, hi, Anne. So does Abigail. Fisherman's okay. How's your dad doing, Stuart? How's your dad? Lilu says, hey, Stuart, sir. Sono says, hi, Stu. Abigail says, are you here, Sebastian? Stuart says, hey, Sebastian. Mythical CFL. Bye. I'm going back to bed. Thank you for being here, Mythical CFL. Wonderful. Have a good night's sleep. Or a little nap or whatever. Thank you, thank you. Stuart says, hey, Sono, my brother. Lilu says, hey, I'm here, Abigail. Abigail appreciates you guys. I appreciate you, Abigail. Anne says, I just woke up from a nap where I had a nightmare after nightmare before I finally woke up. Oh, Anne, you're probably disheveled, aren't you? Sorry about that. Stuart said he's okay. He's home from the hospital. Oh, I'm glad he's home from the hospital, Stu. Someone says hi to Anne. Abigail says, I'm sending hugs for everyone. Thank you, Abigail. Send one to Stuart. The Fisherman's Lodge, he needs a big hug. Abigail's helping everybody. Ma, thank you. What is knackered, Anne? So I'm knackered. LOL. Imagine that. Sleep and wake up knackered. What is knackered? Someone says, hi, Pirate. Magnet Pirate Jason. Lilu says, Abigail, you're a wonderful mod. Chris Outdoors, I've heard our Canadian Football League called a lot of things, but never mythical. I never heard of that either. Was that someone from up there? I gotta check that out. I like it, Chris. Chris Outdoors, how are you? Your stream is blown up. Dude, you got the algorithm going. How did you do that? Share your secret. Seti says hi to Stuart. Ann says, I'm overtired. Okay. Okay. Seti says hi, Sonal. Seti says hi, Ann. Young Lean's third child. Beautiful view. Hello, Young Lean. Young Lean's third child. Hello, Rhode Island Roger. Roger, how you doing? He says hello and happy Sunday. Young Lean's third child says beautiful view. Oh, thank you so much. Seti said hi to the third child. Abigail says hi to somebody. Oh, Rhode Island Roger. Sorry. Seti says hi, Rhode Island Roger. Sonal says hi, Seti. And Young Lean. Roger, how are ya? How's Miss May May doing? You guys hear the birds? Seti says hi, Roger. Sonal says Seti and Young Lean. And Sonal says hi, Rhode Island Roger. Roger, Roger. How are you? Yogi's here. Hi, Yogi. Yogi says, hi, Daisy. Good morning. Good to see you, Yogi. I was in a couple of your lives while I was gone away, but I don't think I said anything. I didn't really have a lot of time, so I lurked in some people's. Um, Roger says, enjoying this wonderful day that God has given us. You got that right. I'm pinning you up there too, buddy. I like it. Thank you for stopping in. Waza says, Fisherman's Lodge. Hope you have a good day today. Roger says, out in the woods with May listening to the birds. Oh, how beautiful, Roger. That sounds fantastic. The Fisherman's Lodge says, hey, Waza. Seti says, hi, Yogi. Hi, Yogi. So how was your little holiday? It was fantastic. It was fantastic, and it was so fun. Lilu says, hey, Yogi, sir. Hey, everybody. Yogi says hi to Seti. And hi to Lilu. Lilu says, hey, Yogi. Ann says, did you see the kids? Yes. Yes, they all came on Friday. Both of my boys came. My daughter-in-law came. And all the kids came. We had so much fun. We had lunch together. We had dinner together. We had a fire almost all day and into the evening. We went down to the rec center and we played a bunch of games. They rode the bikes. They rented those funky bikes. It was fun. It was great, Ann. Thank you. Ann's got canvas. Roger says hi, Ann. Hi, Eric. I'm way behind on content. No video, then it didn't happen. That's the rule. I have a little video of my granddaughters. I might put it up. I'm not sure yet. But I have lots of planes. I took a lot of plane videos. Waza says hi, Roger. Rhode Island Roger. Oh, hey, Lisa. Lisa says hi, Waza. Yogi says hi, Roger. Ann says good. Yeah, it was great. It was wonderful. How was your week, everybody? How was everybody's week? Ann says good. Don't forget it's tea time. Whoops. All right, sorry about that, guys. Hi, Roger. Roger, Roger. What's the matter with you? Hey, what's the matter with you? Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. So, Ann, how you doing with your hubby gone? Your hubby left yesterday, Ann, is that correct? Da 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 da. Oh, here we are. Chris says, I enjoyed your videos of your trip to almost Canada. Yes. I even showed the CN Tower, Chris. Excuse me, it's called the Skyline Tower. And I showed that. I showed the Peace Bridge. Yay. Roger's got tools. Yeah, Roger works on bikes. Lisa says, love those cabins. Me too, Lisa. They were beautiful. It was so fun. Anne says, oh, I was in a live this morning, and guess who came on the panel? Remember the guy I told you? Been on YouTube a while, had 1.8K subs. Then he put a video as usual and woke up the next day and had, yeah, 159. All right, so you were in a live, and that guy came in. Okay. Yes. Lila Lou says, Daisy May, did you enjoy your break away? I did, Sebastian. It was wonderful to get away, and it was really great to see my family. Dundee's here. Hi, Dundee and Jim. Hey, buddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sadie says hi to Lee Lou and hi to Dundee. And says, well, he is at 208K now. And came on someone's live and told us how he did it. He gave us tips. Will you send them to me, Ann? I want to know, too. Billy Bob said hi. Hi, Billy Bob. Abigail says hi, Billy. Billy says, yo, dude, you weren't active on our Dandy's World Femboy Roleplay Discord server. Is everything okay? Who are you talking to, Billy Bob? Sadie says, hi, Billy Bob. Abigail says, I'm sending prayers for everyone. Wazza says, Chris Outdoors has Goose P. Diddy on his channel. Chris Outdoors is Ann's place. I wouldn't worry so much about subs. It's views that matter. More subs is good too, of course, if they watch the videos. Right on. Ann says, what he said was so simple and made so much sense. Dundee says, just going to be lurking for now. Thank you, Dundee. Abigail says, hi, Dundee. Lisa says, hi, Billy Bob. Yeah, Billy Bob, I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Yeah, it's a cloudy morning, guys. We're supposed to get some rain. We might get some rain. Yes, he said the same thing, and what he did to his videos, very simple things that worked. Sydney Cat. Welcome, Sydney Cat. She says, good morning, everyone. Hello, beautiful. How are you? Sydney Cat's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sadie says, hi, Sydney Cat. Welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's good to be home. Although we didn't sleep in, Daisy had us up at 6 o'clock. Anyway, so I had an exciting morning and learned a lot. Great, Ann. Awesome, Ann. That's good. Can you forward those tips to me, though? That would be great. Sydney Cats, I'm wonderful, making coffee and enjoying. Hi, Semi and Road. Seti. Welcome, Sydney Cat, making coffee. Good. Magnetic North. Hi, Lee. Lee's here, everybody. Ann says, I will listen to it again and take all the notes and send them to you. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Ann. I wish you nothing but the best. You know that. I hope you get as big or as small as you want to be, right? Some people want to be big, big, big. Some people don't, right? All depends on the person. Lee's here. Hi, Lee. Magnetic North Adventures. You guys check out my friend Lee. He says, hi, Daisy. Hi, Ann. Ann says, my foggy brain don't remember every detail. I hear you, Ann. No worries. Lee says, hi, Sydney Cat. Ann says, hi, Magnetic. And she also says hi to Sydney Cat. Lee says, hi, Seti. Waza says, ha. I buy ped daily, roller skating cat. Now I've seen it all. Uh-oh. Lee says, hi, MK. Magnetic says, hi, Lisa. Rhode Island Roger says, hi, Magnetic. And says, I just want the watch hours. Yes, you do. And once you get there, it takes such a big pressure off. Lee says, hi to Chris Outdoors. Waza said, hi. Hi, Waza. Lee says, hello, Abigail. Roger says, heading on, be well. Thank you, Roger. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Much love to you and May May. Rhode Island Roger, everybody check him out. Lee says, hi, Waza. Ann says, I lost 10 hours today. Aw. You'll make them up. You'll get it back. Lee says, hi, Rhode Island Roger. Lee says, hi to Lee. Lee says, hi to Stuart. Lee says, hope you're all well. Thank you, Lee. I hope you are. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. It's tea time. Must be last year's videos. Right, right. Yep. Like today, you might gain say you gained 30 hours today, but you lost 10 last year, so you'll be up by 20. Chris says, I am no expert, but I'd say make videos that you would want to watch. Others will want to watch them too, and you'll enjoy making them, and the people that watch them will share an interest with you. Yes, Chris, I agree with that, but people are not watching videos really. They're watching live streams and they're watching shorts. I mean, they're watching some videos. Mostly how-to videos and ASMR videos. Yeah, I don't know. Chris, I don't know. You just blew up. I am so happy for you. Waza says, hello, Sydney Cat. Roller skates on just his back legs. Oh, yes, I saw that. I saw it. I forgot it was Sydney Cat. Yep. Lee says, welcome home. Thank you, Lee. Yogi says, Ann, on my way over to help you and add some back, my friend. Thank you, Yogi. Yeah, anybody can go help out Ann's place. Go watch a live stream. Go replay a live stream. Go watch her videos. Play a playlist. Ann's working on WH2, everyone. Hi, Darren. Darren says, happy Sunday, Daisy and friends. Happy Sunday, Darren. How are you? So good to see ya. Lee says, hi, Yogi. Ann says, thanks, Yogi. Magnetic North Adventures says, hi, Darren. Waza says, hey, Magnetic North. Lee says, hi to North. I'm sorry, Yogi says, hi, North. Sonal says, hi, Yogi. Lisa says, I just joined for friendships. I love that you're here. I consider you my friends, all of you guys. Lexi's here. Hi, Lexi. Lexi's my granddaughter, you guys. Do be nice to her. Hi, honey. How are you? It was so good to see you. I saw her on Friday. Magnetic North says, hello, Sonal. Sonal says, hi, Lexi. Magnetic North says, hey, Lexi. Sonal says, hi, Magnetic North Adventures. Sonal says, hi. Yogi says, hi, Sonal. Seti says, hi, Magnetic North Adventures. Lee says, so I'm known in many channels as North, so names of Lee don't get confused. There's a lot of Lees. Seti says, hi, Lexi. Color My World. Hi, Color My World. Happy Sunday. Color My World. Thank you. Sydney Cat says, hi, Sonal. Hi, Lisa. And anyone I missed. Seti says, hi, Darren. And says, Lisa, I wasn't interested at getting monetized at first, but I'm a competitive and very inquisitive person. Now that I'm where I am, I want to see the next step. There you go. Sydney Cat says, hi, Lexi, my granddaughter. Thank you, Sydney Cat. Sonal says, hi, Sydney Cat. Lee says, hi, Color My World. Waza says, what's a yogi? A yogi is someone who practices yoga and other things. Sonal says, Waza, a bear. Sydney Cat says, Chris is here. Hi, Chris. Yes, he is here. Chris Outdoors is here. Chris outdoors. He's got the algorithm. He's got the algorithm. Not he's got the rhythm. You know, he's got the algorithm. And says, oh, I thought Yogi was a bear. Yogi is a bear, but not that Yogi. Chris says, hey, City Cat. Lee says, I went to the beach yesterday. You went to the beach? Nice. How was it, Lee? Chris says, hey, Solo. Waza says, ah, okay. Of course, I was thinking of bear as well. Yogi Bear. Makes sense, right? So, and I was thinking the same thing. Yogi Bear. Johnny's Corner. Hello, Miss Daisy. Hope you're well. I'm up and off to work. Hey, Johnny. Everybody check out Johnny's Corner. Thank you, Johnny, for stopping by. Someone says, Waz, and make that 3. Johnny says, saw you live. Want to smash the thumbs up. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate that so much. Magnetic North. Oops. I kicked it, sorry. Magnetic North. Amazing, but got sunburned. Oh no. Very tired. It's rocks found in fossils. Well, sounds like it was a good day, though. Lee, sounds like fun. Hey, Johnny, you okay, bud? Says Lee. Lisa says, hi, Lexi, how are you? And says, tomorrow is Christmas. Tra-la-la-la-la. Tomorrow is Christmas. What? What do you mean it's Christmas? What do you mean, Jelly Bean? Lee says, yes, was it great? I'll edit the video soon. Oh, great. We get a video. Yogi says, LOL. Well, Yogi is a specific bear with a little boo-boo companion, but I'm just a guy that teaches yoga. There you go. He's our Yogi. He's our Yogi Bear. And says, oh, am I too soon? Oh, well. Hi, Larry. Uncle Larry's here. He says, hello, Daisy and Ann. Hi, Larry. Johnny says, hope you all have a fantastic day. Fantastic day. Thank you, Johnny. I hope you and Maddie do too, and your lovely family. Thanks, Johnny. Dundee says, hey, Ann. Ann says, usually when I blink my eye, then we're there. Were you bewitched? Sonal says, hey, Dundee in the gym. Magnetic Lee says, hi, Larry. Sonal says, hey, Uncle Larry. Dundee says, nah, he's our hot, sexy yogi stud. Hey, stud is Stud Bunny, and that's the only stud. I'm joking. I'm joking. Larry, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, 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 Larry. Did you guys hear the birds? Someone says, Dundee, I was reading back the chat looking for Stud Bunny. I haven't not seen Stud Bunny at all. Oh, Kelly got to tell you this cuteness. Oh, let's hear it, Ann. Hi, Coffee Cake. Coffee Cake Love and Bish says, good morning, Miss Daisy and the Daisy Chatters. Hi, Coffee Cake. Welcome. Magnetic says, hi, Coffee Cake. Wazza says, Johnny's pulling a whole car out of the water, one part at a time. Yes, he is. Yes. Sonal says, hi, Coffee Cake. Hi, Kevin. Kevin. Dundee says he complained enough times that me and others were only complimenting Cat that I made it my mission to compliment. Wait. He complained enough times that and the others were only complimenting Cat that I made it my mission to compliment, flirt with him until he gets uncomfortable. You talk about Yogi, Dundee? That's hilarious. Dundee says hi, Coffee. Kevin says hi, Daisy May. Hi, Kevin. Sonal says hi, Kevin. Lee says hi, Kevin. Coffee Cake says hi, Magnetic, and Wes. Hi. Coffee Cake says hi, Sonal. Kevin says hi, Magnetic, and Sonal. And says this morning the little chick was chirping loudly because he felt alone, so I took him and put him in front of my blouse's big loose pocket, and he chirped softly, chatting to me. My heart melted. Aw, the little chick, how sweet. How sweet. Lisa says the best part of waking up is coffee or tea with everyone. It is. It makes it better, doesn't it? Rather than sitting there having coffee by yourself. Dundee says, yes, Kelly, we're talking about yogi. Thank you, Dundee. Coffee Cake says, Kevin is the painter, yes. Someone says, Ann, that's nice of you. Kevin says, coffee's the big motivator. Good morning. Chris Outdoors, I have to run, but have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Chris Outdoors. So good to see you. Everybody check out Chris Outdoors. If you check him out later on, he's got 700 people watching his stream, or 600 people. Congratulations, Chris Outdoors. We'll see you later. Coffee Cake says hi, Ann and Lisa. Dundee says hi, Lisa. Sonal says, I agree, Lisa. Dundee says, hey, Kevin. Lisa says, take care, Chris. Dundee says, hi, Chris. Justin Hill, hi, Justin. How are ya? He said hi. Kevin says, hi, Dundee. I just subbed. Oh, good. Dundee's great. Coffee Cake says, Chris and MK, hi. Magnetic says, hi, Justin. Ann says, my hubby made me put him in the box. Said, before I get so attached, I want to keep him in the house, too. Oh, no, Ann. Waza got to run as well, but I subbed to pretty much everyone. Thank you, Waza. Everybody check out Waza Madu. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button on your way in or your way out, everybody. Thank you. Sonal says, take care, Chris. And take care, Waza. Coffee Cake says, hello, Justin. Dundee says, hi, Justin. I'm enjoying my tea, you guys. Justin says, hi, everyone. You're back home. Yes, Justin, we're back home. We got home yesterday evening. Dundee says, thanks, Kevin. I'll get back to you later. Lisa says, hi, Coffee Cake and Dundee. And says, what he doesn't know is he was too late. Too late, Ann. Dundee says, hey, Lee. Thank you, everyone, for stopping and saying hello. Lisa says, nothing wrong with that, Ann. You got that right, Lisa. That's right, Lisa. There's nothing wrong with that. Nope. And he says, I wish you could stay little like that. Keep them in your pocket. Yeah, right? It'd be so cute. Dundee says, LOL, Ann. Ann says, oops, caps. Ann was yelling at me. Were you yelling at me, Ann? Nah. Sonal says, LOL, Ann. I know it. Hi, Ann. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lisa, see 24 likes. Please smash the like button. Yes, please and thank you. Prairie Prospecting. Hi, Daisy. May love the view. Hey, Prairie. How are ya? Sonal says, Anna's yelling happiness. Lee says hi to Prairie. Ann says, so I felt like what a hen mom feels like. Their soft chirping is so adorable. Oh, Ann, that sounds so sweet. Howdy, says Prairie Prospecting. It says howdy to Lee Magnetic North Adventures. Dundee says, hi, Prairie. Mary's Gigs. Hey, Mary. Mary, how are ya? Hello, beautiful. Mary's Gigs is here. You guys know her. Say hello. She says, good morning. Coffee Cake Emoji's back. Hi, Coffee Cake Emoji. She says, hi, Prairie. Magnetic says hi to Mary. Mary says watching commercials. Thank you, Mary. Coffee Cake says, hey, Mary. Sonal says, hi, Mary's Gigs, and Coffee Cake emoji. Mary says, hey, Magnetic, and hey, Sonal. Prairie says, howdy, Sonal. Mary says, hey, Ann. Justin, did you have fun on your vacation? I did, Justin. Thank you so much. I got to see my kids. I got to see my grandchildren. I got to see my mom. I got to see all three of my sisters. It was wonderful. Yeah. Thank you, Justin. And says, oh, Sarah, you asked way earlier if hubby left. Yes, I did ask you if he left. Yes, he did. You said Saturday, right? Sonal says, hey, Prairie. Mary says, hey, Coffee. Ann says, no, they had to cancel their tickets because they didn't get the visas. Oh, and she's like, yay. Oh, good for you, Ann. Sonal says, hi, Justin. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. First cup of coffee with Daisy. Thank you. Thank you, Prairie. I still have tea left. Da, 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 da. Tea time it is. Thank you. Hi, Maddie. Maddie's here. I'm behind. Hold on. Let me catch up. Prairie prospecting and having coffee with me. Thank you, Prairie. Maddie's here. She's like, good morning, Daisy. Hi, Maddie. Everybody say hi to Maddie. Lisa says, Ann, maybe get a stroller for it. Maybe. Maddie says hi to Prairie. Ann says, see, sometimes our prayers are heard. They are, Ann, right? Take it each way you get it. Magnetic North says, I'm going to go rest a bit from yesterday as didn't sleep much. Thank you, Lee. Thanks for being here. Hitting the like button. I'm going to check out Magnetic North Adventures. Go play a playlist. Go play his videos. He's working on watch hours also. Lee, thanks for being here, buddy. Happy Sunday. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Prairie says, hey, Maddie. Maddie says, hi, Lisa. Sonal says, hi, Maddie. Magnetic North says, hi, Maddie. Ann says, good idea, Lisa. Maddie says, Maddie says, hi, Sonal. Ann says, oops, darn caps. Maddie says, hi, Ann. Coffee cake emoji says, hi, Maddie. Maddie says, hi to Lee. Lisa smiles a lot. Says, Mary's Gigs, good morning. Tasty Peanut. Tasty Peanut's here. Tasty Peanut says, hi, Tasty Peanut. Maddie says, I'm hiding under the sheets. It's cold. It's not cold here. Welcome, welcome. Dundee says, hi, Maddie. Maddie says, hi, Tasty Peanut. Lisa says, thanks. Have a great day, y'all. Thank you, Magnetic North Adventures. Sonal says, Ann, it must be the ghost messing with the caps lock. Ann says, it must be. Maddie says, hi, Dundee. Maddie says, up to Prairie. Maddie says, hi, Coffee Cake. Ann says, or the cat here trying everything to get more treats. Feedy's here. Hi, Feedy. Hi, my friends. Today, relax for me at Garda Lake. Sun, sun, sun. Oh, Feedy, that sounds beautiful. Enjoy, enjoy. Maddie says hi to Mary. Ann says LOL. Sonal says hi, Tasty Peanut. Maddie says hi to Feedy. Mary Skig says sub to you, Prairie. Sonal says hi, LOL, Ann. Maddie's laughing. Dundee says hi, Peanut. Coffee Cake emoji says hi, Feedy. Maddie says hi, Bish. Sonal says hello, anyone I missed. And Mary says hello, Feedy. And hello to anybody I missed. Ann says she's so on the ball today, Kelly. Mrs. Tantrum insisting like mad. That cat owns you, Ann. Prairie prospecting subbed and commented to Mary. Thank you, Prairie. Mary's great. You'll love her. Everybody in this chat is great, you guys. If you don't know each other, reach out and connect with new people. Maddie's LOL and Dundee says hi, Feedy. Sonal says LOL. Sonal's using emojis. Thank you, Sonal. Thank you so much. Justin says, I need friends. Well, we're friends. Come on in and sit down and have a chat. And so that one was one of his tips, Kelly. Connect and stay connected by watching and commenting. Oh, yes. Yes, you have to watch people's stuff too. Maddie says, hi, Justin. Sonal says, Justin, I'm your friend. Oh, I love that, Sonal. Let's pin that. And does he still watch our videos and comments every day? Prairie says, sub to Justin Hill. Thank you, Prairie. He still watches our videos and comments every day. Yes, I try to. Sometimes I can't keep up with the comments. I just can't. But I am trying. Excuse me. Excuse me for that. Okay, so Anne lives in Turkey, yeah. It's called Turkey, yeah. Not turkey like turkey we eat or turkey the bird. It's called Turkey, yeah. That's something I just learned. Prairie sub to Justin. Lisa subbed. Justin just subbed. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Prairie Prospecting. And he says he does 2 hours per day and make sure each day it's other subs. That's good. Spread it around. Kevin, you're so good at reading back comments, Stacey May. I've been slacking on my lives a lot. Sometimes I'm good, Kevin. Sometimes I'm not. What I'm getting really behind it are the comments on my shorts. I can't keep up with them. I try really hard. I just can't keep up with it. You know, I'm 60-something years old, you guys. I not as quick as I used to be. But I love you all for your comments. I love you all for your emojis you leave. I love you for showing up at my live streams. I can't thank you guys enough, so thank you so much. And says, I only have one live this week because I just wasn't up to it mentally. Yeah, sometimes you just can't. Or you don't feel like it. You don't want to, or you can't. It looks cloudy, Justin. It is. It is cloudy, Justin. Look at, there's like no sun, you can't see any blue sky at all. Nothing. It's supposed to rain. We might get some rain later. We might be playing Scrabble out here in the rain. And says, I make a list of the names that commented on my videos, Kelly, and I go through them each day. Also use that same list to shout them out. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea and a good system too. And I've been trying to work that way too. But sometimes there's just so many comments. Like if I put out a couple different shorts, oh my goodness. But I try. I do try to get to everybody. I've been slacking but doing a mail call tonight. Oh, good, Prairie Prospecting. Let me make sure I have your bell on all, okay? Sometimes it's too many, but I do what I can, and that's all. Yep, that's all I do too. I used to like kill myself trying to make sure I commented on everybody's stuff, every single one everybody put out, and I just can't. I just can't do it anymore. I do the best I can do. Kevin says, hi, Maddie. Lisa says, I thought about Ann yesterday, watched something about a place on Turkey. Yeah, it's called Turkey, yeah. Turkey, yeah. Someone says, one time my chat goes crazy, I miss comments. I know, right? So you can't help it. It went crazy, yeah. Sometimes it just, and you just can't catch up, right? I try my best. It's been too hot to sleep. Justin, where do you live? Are you in Texas? Dundee says, hi, Zed. Zed says, good morning. Good morning, Zed. How are ya? Zed's here. Zed's place. How are you, my friend? So good to see ya. And says, oh, did I tell you what YouTube said about my copyrighted video I disputed? No. Dundee says, hi, Zed. Justin says, oh, you're in Idaho. That's right. You're out there by Billiard Bagel. Mm-hmm. Dundee says, I just heart them and comment when I can. Yep, me too. I always try to make sure I heart them. Mm-hmm. Sono says, hi, Zed. Kevin says, what do you guys do when somebody comes in your super negative if they're a regular? We try to talk to them, Kevin. We try to turn that negativity into a positive. We try to make them see one happy thing in life. At least I try. That's what I try. I mean, I don't want people bringing us down, right? But sometimes we have some negative stuff in our life, and sometimes you just want to express it and talk to somebody. Sono says, same Dundee. Dundee, Zed says, hey, Dundee and Sono. Ann says, hi. Ann's place. Good news. After reviewing your dispute, Elite Alliance Music has decided to release their copyright claim on your YouTube video. Really, Ann? You won. Ann won. Congratulations. Kevin says, thanks, good advice. Oh, you meant in yours. Kevin, I'm sorry. I thought you meant if they came in here. Yeah, sometimes you just maybe gotta talk them into being more positive, or, maybe they're sad, maybe they're down. Maybe just try to turn that around and make them feel happy. That's all I try to do. Prairie says, subbed and commented to Dundee in the gym. Ann says, see, it was another fake claim, so note that name. There you go, Ann. Maddie says, hi to Kevin. Fake claims, is that a thing? Yes, it is a thing, Prairie. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Kevin says, hi, Maddie's Nifty Creations. Check out Maddie, you guys. Check out Kevin and Prairie Prospect. Check out everybody here. Great people. Maddie says, I'm exhausted. I will catch y'all later. Gotta get some sleep before my girls wake up. Go take a nap. Go back to sleep. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you so much, Maddie. Have a good day, okay? Dundee says, talk. Offer them to reach out. If it's not too far, time out. First 1 minute, then 5, then 30, and so on. Not for being down, but if they bring others down at the same point, I draw the line. Yes. Dundee, that's good advice. If you can't try to make somebody happy, and you might have to time them out. You might have to. It all depends on, it's your channel, and you guys can all do whatever you want on your channel. And so some people go around falsely claiming copyright, and many people don't dispute it, which means the faker gets half the money made with that video. The Grind with Nicole. Good morning, Daisy. Hi, Nicole. Everybody check out The Grind with Nicole. Also working on watch time. Hi, Nicole. How are you, beautiful? Ann says, dang, what's it with the caps? Ann's yelling at us some more. Prairie Prospecting says, howdy, The Grind with Nicole. Dundee says, hi, Nicole. I'm getting hungry. What's for breakfast, you guys? Nicole says hi to Prospect. She also says hi to Dundee. Ann says, I'm going to have to remove the caps button. Kevin says, yeah, that's where I am. It just sucks when people decide to be buttheads. Butts don't really want to time out supporters, but when it's pointed or cussing. My mama watches these. They got to go to timeout. Yeah. Yep, that's right, Kevin. Or tell them. Maybe you need to be frank and tell them. I don't want that on my channel. I understand maybe you're in a bad mood. Maybe you need to go out and come back in again. But at the bottom line is, you are going to do what's best for you and your channel, and I would make sure that they know that. Dundee says, hey, Ann and Yeller. Ann Yeller. Colleen's here, friend of Dashers and More. Hey, Colleen, how are you? Colleen says, morning, everyone. Oh, Colleen, good to see you. Maddie says, but you can set it as they can't steal it in the settings. We had to do that because Johnny, when he first started, someone was taking part of our videos. Yes. You can put it so that they can't. Yep. Nicole says, hi, Colleen. Mary says, hey, Nicole. Prairie Prospecting says, good morning, friend of Dashers and More. Maddie says, hi, friends of Dashers and More. Ann says, Dundee, as long as you still love me, it's all okay. She's okay. Dundee just got to say you love her. Colleen says, morning, Nicole. Maddie says, hi, Nicole. Colleen says, hi, Prairie. Mary says, hey, Colleen. Maddie says, y'all have a great day. Thank you, Maddie. You too, and your lovely family. Nicole says, 198 watch hours. Go, Daisy. Oh, my God, you guys. You guys got to help out Nicole. She's so close. 198 to go. Come on, everybody. Go help out Nicole. Go watch a playlist. Go watch a live stream. Go replay a live stream. Watch her videos. Nicole, help her out, everyone. Kevin, word. Really good advice. Thank you, Daisy and Dundee. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. It's hard to say because, you know what I mean? We're not in the situation. But I've been in your lives, and your lives are great. You're wonderful. You're such a warm presence. I love your painting. I just think you're great, Kevin. I think you're great. Maddie's got to go. Thank you, Maddie, so much. Have a good day, Maddie, Johnny, and kids. Colleen says, hey, Mary. Dundee says, yeah, if someone breaks channel rules, I just tell them and remove the comment, ask them to remove it. Only time out if they keep it up. Yes, you don't want to time out a viewer or support if you don't have to. Of course. Prairie says, sub to Friends of Dashers. Thank you, Prairie. Mary says, go, Nicole, go. Yes. Everybody check out The Grind with Nicole. She's so close. She says, hey, Mary. Stuart says, like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you, Stuart. Everybody check out my friend, the Fisherman's Lodge, Stuart. You know Stuart. He's in Scotland. He shows us fishing and nice walks with the dogs. He shows us Scotland and shopping, all kinds of fun stuff. Check out my friend, the Fisherman's Lodge. Dundee says, of course, Ann. And don't forget to check out Dundee in the gym. Our buddy, our hottie, Dundee in the gym from Germany. Troll Slayer said, hi. Hi, Troll Slayer. How are you, buddy? Mary says, hey, Stuart. Colleen says, thank you, Prairie. Dundee says, hi, Stuart. Stuart says, hey, Mary. Also, hey, Dundee. Nicole says, hey, Maddie. Ann says, I was at 2135 yesterday, but today it's 2125. But still, you're only 900 hours, 800 hours away. 800 hours. Everyone check out Ann's place. My friend Ann. Watch a playlist. Watch a live stream. Go watch her videos. She's fabulous. You'll love her. Prairie says the Fisherman's Lodge left you a gift. Thank you. Coco. Hi, Coco. Everybody check out my friend Coco, who's now putting a little bit more content on her channel. I saw her this morning very quickly. I'll be back later. Coco, good to see you, girl. How is everything? Dundee says, thanks, Kelly. Never knew I was from Germany. Aren't you in Germany? Am I getting confused? Dundee, aren't you in Germany? Bushka Supporter. Hi, Daisy May. Hi, Bushka Supporter. Everybody say hi to Bushka Supporter. Also a good supporting channel. Prairie Prospecting says, is it 3,000 hours for the first tier? Yes. 3,000. Yep. And then 4,000. And good luck to everybody. And if anybody needs help with watch time, you have to let us know. Okay? Especially me. Let me know. Because I forget. I'm a 62-year-old forgetful woman. Colleen types up to Prairie. Dundee says, hi, Coco. Bradley says, how's my Daisy Boo? Hey, Bradley, you're here. Bradley, we're all good. She had a bath last night. Oh, she had a shower. And she looks beautiful. Ann says, yes, it is, Prairie. Stuart says, thank you, Prairie. Coco says, hi, Dundee. Dundee says, yes, Prairie. Dundee says, I'm in Germany, yes. You're trying to confuse me, Dundee? He's in Germany. Coco says, very good, thank you, Daisy May. Oh, Coco, I'm so glad. So good to see you, young lady. Dundee says, hi, Bushka. Bradley says, hey, Dundee. Bushka Supporter says, hi, everyone in chat. And there's the link, I am Buska. John P, Daisy May, good morning, sis. Hi, John P. Everybody check out my friend John P too, my friend in Portugal. Good to see you, John. He says hi. Also, solo hugs brother. Ann says, hi, John P. John says, lunchtime here, but windy in the desert. It is lunchtime over there in Portugal, yes. Thank you for stopping in, John. Ann says, hi, Bushka. John says, Ann says, how are you? Much love. Lisa says, hi. Hi, Lisa. Lisa smiles a lot. She's building her channel, too. Check her out. John says, hey, Dundee. Sherbunks a lot. Hey, Daisy. Hey, Addison. How are ya? John says, hey, Maddie. Coco says, hi, Ann. Ann says, oh, my God, he's on screen for attention. Such a big voice for such a little chick. Oh, Ann's got little chicks. John says, hey, Lisa. Mary says, hey, Addison. Bushka says, hi, Ann. John says, Coco hugs, good morning. Ann says, hi, Coco. Sir Bonks-a-lot says, hey, Mary. John also says, hey, Mary. John says, hey, Mary. John says, hey, Bushka. All the emojis, John. I love them. Thank you so much. Coco says, good morning, John. Mary says, hey, John. John says, hey, sir. Ann says, John P., I'm good, and you? Abigail says, hi to Mary. Kelly says, hi to everybody. Bushka says, hi to John P. Prairie Prospecting, sub to Bushka supporter. Abigail says hi to John. Don't forget to hit that like button, everybody, if you would be so kind. John says the emoji's hard work. Was checking in Daisy's shorts and a little airplane in front. Wasn't that so cute? That little airplane with the propeller? All of a sudden I saw it. It came out of like nowhere. Oh, I mean, in my vision, it came out of nowhere. It was so adorable. I'm glad you liked it, John. Abigail says hi, Bushka. John says, Abigail says hello, hugs. Bushka supporter says hi, Prairie Prospecting. Coloring with Taylor Made. Hi, Taylor. Taylor Made's here. Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Taylor Made. John says it was guiding the big one. It was. John says, hey, Taylor. No, I've not seen you guys is Benita. Has anybody seen our friend Benita lately? I've been thinking about her a couple times this week. I hope she's okay. Mary says, hi, Abigail. So does Bushka. Hi, everybody. Coco says hi to Mary. Mary. John says, I haven't seen Benita, but I love her very much. I love her too. I hope she's okay. She was here regularly every single day, and now I have not seen her. If anybody does see our friend Benita, just let me know that she's okay, all right? John says, hey, Prairie. The Grind with Nicole says, good morning, Coco. The Grind with Nicole's getting so close, you guys. Colleen says, good morning, Coco. Coco says, hi, Nicole. How is everybody? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Very quiet. The water level is still very low. The skies are cloudy. The skies are cloudy and gray. Prairie says, howdy, Don P. Mary says, beautiful horse, Stuart. Stuart. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And it says, Ukraine beauty, gorgeous women are waiting to meet you. Why am I getting this emails? I'm a woman in the first place, second place, I've never visited pages like those. I don't know, Anne. Coco says, oops, hi, Colleen. Mary says, sub to Boo supporter. Sono says, hi, Coco and Colleen. Arcadia, welcome. Send in some love. Arcadia, welcome. Coco says, hi, Sono. Hi, Arcadia. We have a new friend. We have a new friend. It's spammed all over my emails. Ew. Yuckies. Yucky yuck. Sorry to hear that. I haven't even been on my email either. I've been trying to keep up with it, but it's so hard. It's so hard keeping up with email. Arcadia. That's cool. Welcome, welcome everybody. Oh, I hear the kitty next door. Someone says, hi, Arcadia. Friends of Dashers and More. Colleen says, good morning, Sonal. Anne says, I thought they spy on what you look at, then put ads. I don't look at those, so they're doing something wrong. Was somebody else on your computer, Anne? Was anybody else looking on your computer? Never? Oh, okay. I just thought maybe somebody else was on your computer. You know what I mean? It's all good. I wouldn't want to be getting those, though. Lisa says, Anne, this world gone nuts. That's right, Lisa. It's crazy. This world's crazy. The people are crazy. The country is crazy. The world is crazy. You're right. Prairie says, yes, it is, Lisa. You got that right. Some of the spammers are saying a spam sandwich tastes good, it's gone. Sonal, you're just on the ball today. John P says, hey friend. Prairie says, ha, Sonal. We needed a little chuckle. We did. Thank you, Sonal. If you guys have not checked out my friend Sonal is all about freedom, you need to go over there and check him out. He's a great guy. He does live streams. He plays Tetris, which is #1 on my list. You play Tetris? You're in. I'm all about those brain games, right? Speaking of, I'm working on a new game, you guys. We're going to be having a new game besides Scrabble and besides crossword puzzles. And wait till you see, it's going to be fun. Abigail says, thank you so much. Sonal says, hi, John P. Abigail says, thank you so much. Thank you, Abigail. Want to play Nosy Neighbor? What's on the boat? See the little steering wheel? Got 2 engines on there. All right. Perry says, I love the boats. I do too. I do too. I want to get a John John. What's a John John, Prairie? I don't know what that is. John John. Nicole says, my morning tea is warm water and honey. Oh, okay. Whatever it is, enjoy it. Prairie, I live on a river. You do? Mary says, my tablet froze up. Sorry, Mary. Someone says, hey, Nicole. I don't like honey. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like the smell of it. But I know it's really good for you. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Paris is so lovely out there. Yes, it's beautiful. And we have like 82. $82 degrees. The Grind with Nicole says, hey, Sonal, how are you? Prairie Prospecting says, have you always been in Florida or did you move there to retire? Yes. I'm from upstate New York, which is where I just came from this past week. But I've been in Florida since 2020. 5 years now. Coco, it's peaceful there, Daisy. It is today. I can hear the traffic starting up. Yep. Thank you, Coco. Someone says, doing well, Nicole. How are you? Coco, how are you? What's new with your doggies? What's new with your doggies, young lady? And anybody going on a vacation soon? Lisa says peaceful and quiet in her area for once, right? Anne says, sorry, little chick distracted me. That's okay, Anne. Hubby is going to see if he can buy a little friend for it. Aw. That is so cute, Anne. That is so cute. I love it. I love that. That is so adorable. Lisa says, Anne, you need a purse or backpack. Yeah. Coco says, I'm good. They're all getting along. Oh, that's good, Coco. That's good. Is spring finally over there by you? Anne says, we can't stand it when they're so upset. Aw. That's so adorable. Prairie says, love how tranquil this channel is. Oh, thank you, Prairie. That's what it's for. This morning tea stream is just to start your day on a positive note. If I can set you off on your day on a positive note, I have done what I set out to do. Coco says, yes, it's very nice here. Oh, that's great, Coco. Okay, Coco, I have a question for you, okay? Are you ready? I want to make sure you're still here. I have a question for Coco. Anne says, it's crying my head off. LOL, and I love it when hubby's heart melts just like mine. Aw, Anne, that's so sweet. So sweet. Prairie says, yeah, every day is a rush. Nice to have a quiet start to Sunday. Yes. We start every day like this, Prairie Prospecting. We are here Monday through Friday and usually on Sunday as well. Coco says, yes. Okay, Coco, I was talking to somebody the other day And they told me that Wisconsin is better than Minnesota. What's your take on that? I mentioned Minnesota and all their lakes, and they said, oh no, Wisconsin is way nicer than Minnesota. So I want to ask another person that lives in Wisconsin. Just curious. Coco says absolutely yes. I was wondering because I'm like, wait a minute. See, down like, Wisconsin is way up there and so's Minnesota. So I've never been to either one. So I'd like to know. And since he came to look, Wyatt's crying, then I told him, just pick it up. And he did, so it quieted down instantly. So hubby said, let me go see if I can find a friend. Oh, Ann. That's so sweet. That is such a sweetie. That is so adorable. Ann. Well, I'm glad he didn't go away, Ann. I'm so glad for you. Coco says absolutely yes. That's funny. You're trying to tell me now I have to go to Wisconsin because I really want to see Minnesota and all the lakes. I'd like to go camping there for like a month. And now I might have to add Wisconsin onto my list. Lisa says, Ann, your hubby is so sweet. Prairie says, fur babies, your fur babies. That's right, Prairie, right? Ann says, and just this morning, he told me I have too many chickens. Is there such a thing as too many chickens? I'm going to put that poll up. Coco says, you can do both, Daisy. Yeah, I'd like to do. I'd like to do all the states. I wish, Coco. I'm going to start a poll, you guys, and it's going to say, okay. I started a poll, you guys. Coco says you can do both. Well, Coco, if I ever do, I'm going to come visit you. I don't know if I'll ever get up there, though, but we'll see. Ann says, no, there isn't. Ann says, is your house still on the market? I have to put it back on the market. Yes, it's going to be back on. Yes. Melly says, good morning. Hi, Melly Dons. Everybody check out Melly Dons. Say good morning. Ann says, hi, Melly. Sonal says, hi, Melly. Prairie Prospecting says, I don't have chickens, but I love eggs. Me too. I don't have chickens, but if I did, I'd be eating the eggs all the time. Sonal says, hey, Melly, autocorrect. Prairie Prospecting says, howdy, Melly Dons. And says, I want a farm. I need space. LOL, I want hubby to sell our house too. I know you want that place up in the country, right? Or in the mountains, right? Lisa says, by the way egg prices are, it pays to have chickens if you can. Yes. Yeah, and some people, they can sell them too, right? Prairie subs and commented to Melly. Thank you, Prairie. Melly's great. Lovely family. She have a little baby. Ann says, Lisa, I have not needed to buy eggs for 2 years. Wow, Ann, that's awesome. Prairie, yeah, would love to have a back 40. Yeah, right. Me too. Prairie. Oh, yep. Gotcha. I gotcha. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Want to play nosy neighbor? Oh, my stomach's starting to rumble in case you hear it. The back of that boat says, can't say no. That's a big boat. And then we got that. Palapa. And says, with the suburban house is so expensive now and farms so dirt cheap, I think it's a wise thing to do. Right, Ann? Yeah, that's a good idea. Hi, Tandra. Ann says here. In Turkey, yeah. Tandra, how are you? Welcome, welcome. We're just hanging out on the patio. Everybody say hi to Tandra. Tandra, how's it going? How's it going, Tandra? Tandra, do you have any good news for me? Or all of us? Are you still building your channel up to monetization? Are they helping you? Did they help you? Prairie says, howdy, Tandra. Tandra. If you guys don't know Tandra, you need to go over there and check out Tandra. Fantastic woman. Amazing videos. She says, I'm good, thanks, Stacy. I need to check out your lives. Did you go to Niagara Falls? I did, yes. I did. Nicole says, have a wonderful day, Daisy. Gotta go make the money. Everybody, check out The Grind with Nicole. She's working on watch hours. She's so close, you guys. Check out The Grind with Nicole. Watch a playlist. Watch the live stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nicole, have a good day, okay, girl? Tandra says, hello, Prairie Prospecting. Ann says, my house is valued at 8 million lira. For a quick sale, and a farm costs no more than 350 to 500,000 lira. Cool. Tandra says, oh, cool, I will definitely have a look. Oh, good, Tandra. Ann says, hi, Tandra. Ann says, bye, Nicole. I rewatched the live stream yesterday from the falls. I didn't have the volume up because my husband was asleep, but I think it cut out on me. I'm not sure. I have to listen to it. Daisy, I can't reapply until mid-July. Okay. But I'm currently going through all my lives, removing the music in case it's that. Okay, good, Tandra. Music does it, you guys. You know, YouTube can tell you whatever they want to tell you. If you use music you think is okay, and all of a sudden YouTube says, nope, it's not, take it down, take it off. If you're working on monetization, if you don't care about monetization, then do whatever you want. Good, Tandra. Keep going. Everybody, keep watching Tandra. Tandra says, hey, Ann. Prairie says, subbed and commented to Tandra. Thank you, Prairie. The Grind with Nicole says, bye, Ann. Bye, Nicole. Tandra says, yeah, it might not be that, but just trying to have everything right. You're just trying one thing at a time to try to get it right. So much work, Tandra. You're putting in so much work. I pray and I hope every day that this works for you. Prairie says, yeah, you can use music in shorts and get away with it weird. Yeah. Right on, Prairie, right? Tandra says, thank you. I can return in 24 hours. Ann says, I went through the list and managed your videos and removed anything that said copyright claim on it. Disputed some and just deleted others. See, Ann, if you're deleting stuff, that's where you're losing views too. Anything you delete from your channel, the views go with it. Just so everybody knows. Try not to delete stuff. I mean, sometimes you have to, right? Just know that if you have 1,000 views on something and you delete it, you lose those 1,000 views. Tandra says, I haven't had any copyright claims. That's the weird thing. I know, Tandra, it is so weird. I don't understand. No, I mean delete the music. Yes, delete the music, yes. Right on, Ann. Ann's right. Delete the music. Yeah. It's hard. I keep hearing people lost their channels, and I'm like, why? Like, do they give you a warning before they take your channel down that you did something wrong? Because when I ask people what they did wrong, like, nobody will tell me what they did wrong or what they think they did wrong. And so don't they say why you get rejected, Tandra? I haven't found a way to take the music out other than cutting them out. Kella, hi Kella. Kella's Fun Day Life is here. Everybody say hi to Kella. Sono says hi, Kella. Kella, how are ya? Our friend Kella is in the Seychelles, you guys. The Seychelles Islands. Wonderful. Thank you, Kella, for stopping in. You guys, I'm starting to get caught up on stuff as of today. I'm going to start watching more of your stuff because for a week, I was very not here. Ann says hi, Kella. Sono says hi, Kella. Kella's Fun Day Life. Our little tree's getting bigger. Our little tree is getting bigger. Kella says we are very fine. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kella. Coco says hi, Tandra. Tandra. Tandra says, Ann, they said we found that your channel is not in line with the YouTube channel monetization policies, so we cannot approve your application at this time. Tandra says, hey, Coco. Billiard Bago, hey, buddy. Happy to be home. Yes. Glad I had a safe trip. Thank you, Billiard Bago. Welcome. How are ya? Happy Sunday. And says you have a choice to replace the music with YouTube music, but I heard even those sometimes get copyrighted by the fake people, so I just deleted. I know it. You want to use music in your stuff, but yet you don't want the problems that go with it, right? Lisa says hi, Kella. Tandra says, Ann, how do you delete the music? Coco says hi, Billiard Bago. Sono says hi, Billiard Bago. Melly says, just watching Miss Daisy, attending to my baby first. Of course you take care of that little baby. Thank you, Melly. Billiard Bago, how was your week? And how's your weekend going? How's little Daisy Love? She's good. She's really good. Billiard Bago says, good morning. Good morning. Don Petty Studio, welcome. Don Petty? Is it Don Petty? Welcome, welcome. Tandra says, Sono, oh, I'm glad you're here. I replied to your message, but subbing back and lost you. I will sub now. And says, I clicked on the copyright details. Since you don't have that, I don't know. Yeah, she doesn't have any copyright claims. It's weird. It's terrible because she's worked so hard. And says, I clicked on the copyright details. Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Well, Don Petty Studio, welcome. How are you? I just hit you up with a subscription. Billiard Bago, crazy week. Lazy Sunday, that's awesome. Temperatures are hitting the 80s, so yard and garden work finally done. Oh, nice. You got it all done, now you're gonna sit and relax. That's a beautiful Sunday. Lisa says, hi, Billiard Bago. Chandra says, Ann Okies. Yeah, it's all a bit strange. Sono says hi to Don. Mary says, I gotta get food. Okay, Mary. Thank you, Mary, for being here. I'm gonna catch up with you today for sure. You, Nature Dog Realms, Yogi, all my regulars, I'll be catching up with all you guys. Dundee said Dundee, another one. Dundee, if there's too many chickens, go catch some gators. That would be bait, right? Sono says hi, Tandra. Mary, enjoy. Go get your food. Thank you for being here. I'm hungry too. Bring me something. Mary, how are you doing today? Says Lisa. Tandra, all the live streams I have checked, I have put in a playlist. Only 70 to go, LOL. Someone says, Tandra, YouTube does it to me too. Yeah, me too, you guys. Me too. I don't know what they do, but it's okay. You just subscribe back again, right? Billiard Bago, gators do taste as good as chickens. They do not. Have you ever had gator, Billiard Bago? And you're way out there in Idaho. Did you ever have buffalo? Tandra says, Sonal, I have subbed now and playing your video. Hopefully all will be okay. Ann says, yay, he found a friend for a 2 days old chick. Oh, Ann, that's great. Ann's got a little couple baby chicks. Prairie says, I need to make a playlist. Are they hard to do? No, they're not. No, they're very easy. You just check, add the playlist. Yep, it's really easy prairie prospecting. Lisa says, I just wonder why everyone says everything tastes like chicken. I wonder the same thing, Lisa. Everybody says it. Bison burgers are the best as prairie prospecting. Billiard Bago says, I have delicious buffalo too, yes. So you've had gator and buffalo. Wow, interesting. Dundee says, yes, a live chicken is just right to catch a big old wary gator. You don't hook it. Just tie the hook to the leg with some string and leave it near the bank. Oh my God. I don't know if I could ever do that. Someone says, Dundee's comment deserves the pin. I love it. This one? Okay. We'll pin it. Dundee says, gator is better than chicken. That's right. I've never had gator nor buffalo. I'm not a big meat eater, to be honest with you. And says, no, I can't do that to a chicken. It has no chance against a gator. Yeah, I couldn't either. Well, if it's a gator that has been eating dogs or even children, you got to do what you got to do. That's true, too. Mary says, be right back. Thank you, Mary. Prairie says, my wife agrees. Never tried gator either. Tell your wife I'm in her ballpark. I wouldn't either. Someone says, Dundee, I would prefer chicken over gator. Dundee says, if you just want to catch any, of course, use dead bait. Yeah, not a live chicken. Not live chicken. Someone says, thank you, Tandra. Ann says, then string yourself and leave you at the bank. You have a chance with a gun in hand, LOL. Right? Yeah. I couldn't do that either. I'm taking a little nap, but I will keep you live on my phone till I woke up. Thank you, Kella. Mike Rafferty, hi, everybody. Hi, Mike. How are you? Kella, thank you so much. Enjoy your nap. Enjoy your nap. Take care. Mike says, hi, everyone. Hi, Mike. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday. Thank you, everyone, for sharing the Sunday morning tea with me. I appreciate it. Oh, my golly, the little bugger is still screaming. He wants to be in my pocket. Oh, maybe he's cold. Maybe he wants the warmth. Mike says, I'm being lazy. Only laundry left to do before work. Wow, Mike, that's not lazy. I have laundry to do, too. You have to work today, Mike? Can you guys hear the birds? Mike says, tomorrow I go in at 3 a.m. Oh, okay. 3 a.m. That's early. Dundee says, flavor you've ever had. Oh, wait. Dundee says, then your gator was prepared wrong. Gotta butcher it right after and leave in a cold fridge on ice for about a week or even longer in a dry ager. Amazing, tender, juicy meat with the cleanest flavor you've ever had. Wow, Dundee, really? The live chicken is for problem gators, crocs, not something I do unless I have to. Yes, that's an emergency. Like if there was a gator out there, um, going after a dog or going after a child, right? I understand. I understand. Todd just says prairie prospecting. To make a playlist, go into the studio, select video, go into details, and scroll down the playlist. It gives you the option to create one there. Gitten says, hello, your country girl is here. Hello, Gitten. Welcome, welcome, beautiful. Our country girl, welcome. Sono says, hi, Gitten. Dundee also says, hi, Gitten, and LOL, Ann. Prairie prospecting says, thanks, Tandra. Yeah, it's really easy, Prairie. It's really easy. Just play around a little bit, click a little bit. You can't hurt anything, Tandra says, you're welcome, Prairie prospecting. You're welcome. Melly Don's is sending love. And says, Dundee, don't feel bad. I was just pulling your leg, LOL. Coco says, hi, Gitten. Hello, Gitten. How is everything in Gitten's world today? Gitten says, hi, Sonal, Dundee, Ann, and Tandra. Sonal says, I could never compete with Ann in a joke contest. She will win first place. Ann's hilarious. But you're funny, too. Sonal, you're funny, too. And says, of course, you need to do whatever it is if it's danger to livestock and kids. Of course, of course. Of course. Coco's using emojis. Thank you, Coco. Dundee says, funny how I am so country even though I spend most of my time in the city. Hunting crocs in the jungle felt like a normal Tuesday after a week or so. Gitten says, hi, Coco, with emojis. Hi, Gitten. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Thank you so much. Face the Ace. Howdy, Miss Daisy. Hey, Ace. How are you? Face the Ace. Welcome. Ace the Face. Welcome. Face the Ace. I love it. I love that name. Dundee says, Ann's place pulling my leg like the hook tied to the chicken's leg. Just kidding. Oh, no, Dundee. Sono says, hi, Face. Face the Ace says, I'm great, and you? I'm also good. Thank you, Face the Ace. Ann says, Dundee, I grew up till age 6 on a farm, and that has never left me. Gitten says, just home from a 10-kilometer walk. Nice, Gitten. Face the Ace. Oh, my God, Sono. Ann says, I still struggle to be at peace in the city. You got to just find it somehow, right? Face the Ace, how are you doing, Sono? Sono says, doing well. Face the Ace, how are you? Dundee says, I was in a small village, 2,000 people from 2 to 8 years old. No real wild animals, but still. Wow, Dundee, really? Very cool. Face the Ace says, I'm great, thanks. Good to see you. I'm going to make you blue so you can connect with people on my channel if you want to. All right? We know each other in YouTube. Well, welcome, welcome. And to standing there on hubby's family farm a few weeks ago flushed all those good memories back, Kelly. I remember, Ann. I remember how much you loved it there. Yeah. Gitten says, hi, Face. Hit that like button, everybody. Face the Aces, thanks. I'm going to subscribe to your channel now. Oh, thank you. I hit you up as well. Thank you so much. Making new friends, right, everybody? Hi, Devin. Devin's here. Hi, Devin. Ann says, it was like being in heaven for me. That would be heaven. Right, Ann? I know it. I know you loved it there. Yeah. Dundee says, and of course, went on camping road trips 1 to 2 times a year, usually in Scandinavia, but also the British Isles and Southern Europe. Oh, how nice, Dundee. Fantastic. Face is giving us thumbs up. Thank you. Someone says, Face the Ace is the best live streamer. I'm going to have to check it out. That's a new friend to me. Someone says, hi, Devin. Someone says, you're welcome. Face the Ace. Tandra says, hi, Devin. And says, the city noise is 0 there. All you hear is the noise nature makes. That's music to one's ears. It is, right? The birds, the insects. Mary says, sub to Face the Ace. Great. Face says, I'm a YouTuber explorer. Well, thank you for being here. I'm checking out your content as we speak. Looks amazing. Sorry, guys, we got somebody talking next door. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, man.
Sunday. Don't thank me. Thank Sonal. Thank you, Sonal.
What time is it leave to go
Mary
to
says,
church?
okay. Face the Ace. Thank you. And thank you, Sonal. Did you share us or something? Thank you so much. Face the Ace. You're in Allentown, Pennsylvania? I know Allentown. Anne says, oh, I was just told that from Thursday till Tuesday is the long weekend here, so I'm thinking, uh-oh. What are you thinking, Anne? Sonal says, you're welcome, Daisy. Thank you, Sonal. You're so sweet. Anne says, another trip to the farm would be so good. Maybe you should do it, Anne. Long weekend. Anne says, what on earth did you pin? I can't believe it's the 1st of June already. Tie a chicken to the bank. Yeah, that was, yeah, here. That was Dundee. There. It was a little joke. It was a joke, Mary. I'm getting rid of it. Happy June. Yeah, happy June. Mary's here. Good morning, Mary. Mary says, good morning, Daisy. Welcome home. Thank you. Billy Bagel says, gator fishing. Yeah, gator fishing. Yeah. Mary says, that's awful. Yeah, it was a joke, Mary. At that time, it was funny. I got rid of it. He meant a dead chicken anyways, you guys. That was Dundee joking. Yes, I took it down. I know, Mary. I'm sorry. It was the whole thing. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Dundee says, my dad does fish in camp, but at 10 to 12 years old, I started to overtake him. At some point in mid to late teens, he started to always ask me for advice instead of the other way around. That's cool, Dundee. You help each other. Face the Ace. Where is the place in Florida? This is, we're near Fort Lauderdale. Near Fort Lauderdale. Someone says, I lost track of time. I didn't realize it was June. I know it's June, you guys. Mary, how are ya? Our flight was great. It was good. It was so good. It was half full. We had the seat between us empty. Daisy was good. I got to hold her for about half the flight. I held her in my arms. It was good. Thank you, Mary. Mary Skiggs says, what airline? Southwest. We flew Southwest. It was great. Anne says, Dundee, some people are just natural fishermen. I was also good at it more than my ex-husband, and he didn't like it, so we stopped going. You were a better fisherman than your husband was? That's funny. Mary says, good morning, chat. Good morning, Mary. I was living in Orlando for 18 years. I moved to Allentown. Nice. Yeah, this is near Fort Lauderdale. Mary says, nice. I'm glad you had a good flight. Thank you, Mary. Good to see you and happy Sunday. Mary's gig says, oh, okay, Ace. Prairie says, sub and comment to face the Ace. Good. New friends, guys, new friends. Yeah, we flew Southwest. Anne says, yes, I hold the record for 42 fish in one day. Kid you not? I mean, between me and his friends. Oh my God, Anne, that's so good. I love it. Dundee says, right, Anne, LOL. Somehow all fishermen say their wife always gets the fish. Face the Ace says, thumbs up, Mary. Mary says, wow, Anne. Gitten says, hi, Prairie. Kelly says, hi, everybody. What? Oh. That wasn't good. Get some birds. You hear them? It landed on that boat. I don't know where it went, though. Anne says that was the last time he wanted to go fishing. Mary says, hi, Gitten. Dundee says, well, depending where you are, you can do that solo, Anne. Sono says, I used to live in Silver Springs near Washington, D.C. You did? Silver Spring, Maryland. I've heard of that. Face the Ace says, thanks, Prairie Prospecting. Thumbs up. Dundee says, LOL. Mary says, how's the weather? It's okay. Uh-oh. It's 83. And we have rain starting soon. All right, all right, all right. Face the nation. Face the Aces. Oh yeah, 100. That's right. Mary Skiggs is hot and sunny, beautiful on the Gulf side. Nice. Gary says, hi, Mary. Dundee says, no idea what my record is with rod and reel, 50 to 100 probably. At some point you stop counting. I suppose you do. Dundee says, of course, only works with relatively small fish where they are plentiful. Sonal says, yep. Mary says, hello, Gitten. Colleen says, Gitten, sub to you. Thank you. Thank you, Colleen. Colleen is a friend of Dashers and more. Dundee says, I did also catch 30 bream, all about 2 pounds in one day, and could have caught 40 to 50 easy, but I was butchering the ones I already had. Faye says, it's chilly and a little cold in Allentown. Yeah, we just got back from Western New York, and it was chilly up there. But we did have some nice days. We had a couple nice days. A lot of fun. I subbed to everyone. Thank you, Face. Face the Ace. Awesome. Mary says the next couple of days here is going to be in the 90s. Oh, Mary, you're having our weather. You guys can keep it. Keep it up there. Try to stay cool. Mary's gig says, hey, Tandra. Face the ace. Yeah, also raining in Pennsylvania. Okay. Someone says it's 59 degrees. That's not bad. Tandra says, hi, Mary. Lisa says, I would love to visit Florida. Oh, you should. Dundee says, hi, Tandra. You should visit Florida. Dundee says, hey, Ace. Colleen says, morning, Face the ace. I subbed. Nobody really. Hi, nobody really. Nobody really's here who's really somebody. Daily reminder to hydrate. Yes, drink your water, you guys. Drink your fluids. Nobody really, how are ya? Welcome. Nobody really sending us a chicken and egg. I like it. Tandra says, hey, hello, Dundee in the gym. Getting says, hi, friends of Dashers, and thank you. Nobody really. Crafter Shells. Shells is here. Hi, Shells. How are ya? Getting says, hi, Mary's Gigs. Yeah, say hi, everybody, to Nobody Really and Crafter Shells. Nobody really is using those emojis. Thank you, Nobody. How are ya? I'm great. Good to see you. Good to see you too, young lady. Good to see you too, Shells. And says Dundee, the time was right that day and there was plenty of fish around. Plus, I wasn't wasting time sitting and drinking beer, right? Right on, Ann. Nobody really says a sub to Crafter Shells. Thank you. Face the Ace says, awesome. Bill Your Bagel says, I have all my tomato plants planted. I'm waiting on garden fabric to do everything else. It will be here tomorrow. Cool, Bill Your Bagel. You really are doing gardening, aren't you? Nice. Nobody realized. Congratulations on 500. Congratulations on 500. Wait a minute. I uploaded a new one yesterday, Kelly. Oh, good. Everyone check out Gitten's channel. I gotta check it out. Someone says, no, but nobody really in Crafter High. Ann says, which all the men were doing, right? They do. They go and they drink and they fish. Crafter Shell says, hey, nobody really. Thanks so much. Same here. Nobody says sub to Sonal. Crafter Shell says, hey, nobody really. Thank you. Nobody really says Crafter hit 500. Oh! Shells, you hit 500? Amazing. Congrats. Someone says, thanks, nobody really sub back. Ann says, I went to fish. They usually went to drink beer. Those kind of fishermen. Mary says, Daisy, how's your mother-in-law? I hope she's doing better. She is. She's doing better. She is doing better. I just hope she doesn't fall anymore. Friend of Dashers this morning, Crafter Shells, and I subbed. Crafter Shells says, I hit 500 on Saturday, but went back down. LOL, still YouTube. Yeah, I've been gaining a couple, losing a couple. It's all good. Faces, congratulations on 500. Nobody really. Giveaway at 1,000. What should I do for a giveaway present? I don't know. Crafter Shell says, thanks, everyone. Face the Ace, LOL. Nobody really. You're up to over almost 900. But check out Nobody Really, too. Working on the channel. Sub to Ace, good. Ann says, well, Crafter, you are now 503. There you go, 503. Mary's using emojis. Thank you, Mary. Crafter Shell says, Ann's place. Aw, nice. Much love. Nobody really says, Daisy May, tell that guy to subscribe to me. That's outside the window. Everybody check out Nobody Really. Mary says, I subbed Crafter too. Thank you, Mary. Face the Ace, hello, and thanks, Nobody Really. Mary says, okay, Daisy, have to get going. I got to finish up my yard work. You have an awesome blessing Sunday. See you soon. Ciao. Bye, Mary. Enjoy your yard work. I wish I could help you. I love yard work. I miss yard work. Mary, have a good day. Thank you so much. Nobody says be a lot cooler if you did. Mary's using emojis. Thank you, Mary. He, yes, nobody really. It's a he. Using emojis. Thank you, Mary. Crafter Shell says, thanks, Mary's gigs. Sonal's using emojis. Thank you, Sonal. Ann says, I gotta go too. Bye, Ann. See you next time. See you next time, Ann. Have a good day, girl. Take care, Ann. Happy Sunday. Sonal's using emojis. Thank you, Sonal. Mary Skig says, you're welcome, Crafter. Ann says, see you next time. Bye, Ann. Bye, Ann, my friend Ann. Lisa says, just sub to nobody. Thank you, Lisa. Shell says, it's a nice 55 in Mass. Nice. Enjoy that. I wish it was 55 here. Sonal says, take care, Ann. Mary Skig says, see ya, Ann. Nobody really says sub to Lisa. Thank you, nobody. And Face the Ace is still hanging out with me. Thank you. Hit the like button, everybody. Lisa says, Ann, I love your house. Face the Ace says, oh yeah. Nobody really says, when are we going to the ocean? Tomorrow morning. We go to the ocean on Mondays. Stardashians, hey guys. The Misadventures of the Stardashians says, hi Daisy. Nobody really says, hello Stardashians. Stardashian says, hello nobody. Hello Stardashians, welcome. Someone says, Face the Ace doing the Kool-Aid reference. I hear the church bells. Can you guys hear the church bells? Someone says, hi, Eric. Face the Ace is laughing. Eric, how are you guys? Nobody really got to go. Okay, nobody really. Thanks for stopping and hitting the like button. Thank you so much. Everybody check out Nobody Really. Also working on building their channel up. Thank you so much, nobody who's really somebody. Thank you so much. Crafter Shell says, take care, nobody really. The Misadventures of the Stardashian says, channel remains dead. I have a couple ideas in my brain I'm working on for you. Trying to hang in there. Oh, Eric, I'm so sorry. Getting ready to go out. Mary's Gig says, please. Face the Ace says, looks like it's going to rain in Florida. Looks like this guy's going out in the rain. Echo Ono started here. Echo. Oh, Eric. I'm sorry, Eric. Crafty Alea. Please say my name, Alea. Hello, Crafty Alea. Nice to meet you. The Misadventures of the Stardashians says it probably will. Oh, Eric. Maybe you need to just step away from it for a couple days or a week or a month and come back with like a fresh idea, a fresh perspective. Because right now you're so down in the dumps. God bless America. Face the Ace. There you go. Lisa smiles a lot, says, Alea, that's a beautiful name. Mary Skig says, always pity, it's sad. Devin says, you did want me to remind you to watch me when you got home. Yes, Devin, please. Alea says, thanks to Lisa. Thank you, Devin, for reminding me. Yes. Sonal says hi, Alea. Crafty Alea. Thanks, Lisa. Thank you, everyone, for being here on Sunday, this cloudy Sunday. Alea subbed and comment. Great, Sonal.
Looks dark out.
Right, it says it's going to rain in a little bit. That's your neighbor. Yes, it is my neighbor, Devin. Mm-hmm. Crafty says hi, guys. Crafter Shell says hi, Crafty Alea. Billiard Bagel says, where does he think he's taking our boat? He thinks he's taking our boat out in the water. He's going out on the ocean. I like it, Billiard Bagel. Go ask him. I'll take the phone down there. You could ask him where he's going. Crafter Shells, looks like there will be some pretty cool northern lights tomorrow and tonight and tomorrow. Yeah, you know, when we were leaving Buffalo yesterday, it came across my husband's phone because we were so up north. Oh, I hope you get to see it. I would love to see it. Sonal's laughing. Hey, Sonal. Billiard Bago, I guess we can let him drive us around. Let's go. I like it, Billiard Bago. He can be our captain. Captain, my captain. Mary Skig says Florida Fertilizer Band starts today. Oh, really? Beautiful weather. It's okay. It's cloudy, but we'll take it. He could drive us around. I love it. Driving Miss Daisy, right? Driving Miss Daisy. Mary Skig says LOL. Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll watch my neighbor work. You like watching my neighbor work? Isn't that fun? Billiard Bago says Northern Lights were wild up here last night. I didn't catch them, but seen all the pictures. What? Billiard Bago, you get out there tonight and you get us some video. Okay, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Mary says, so the kitty stayed home and then the doggy went with you on the trip? Yes. We had somebody take care of the cat. Yes. Mm-hmm. Daisy went with us and Magic stayed home. But I have friends and neighbors that come in every day and take care of her. Yeah. Billiard Bago, I would love it as long as it doesn't rock up and down. Well, then we need that one. How about this one? Can we take this one? That won't make us dizzy, right? That won't rock up and down. Mary says Northern Lights are just amazing. I would love to see them. Crafter Shell says, Billiard Bago, yeah, I saw a ton of pics. We saw them in October. Yes, you did. Mary said, that's right. Daisy May said it get us some video. Yes, get us some video. That's right. Get out there with your cameras, you guys. Hi, Danny. Danny says, Daisy, good morning. Hello. Well, Danny, was Magic mad at you? No, she's been very loving. Lisa says, I watched the video of Daisy on the plane. She wanted out. Yes, she did. She did. But not one bark. Not one bark. Not one whimper. Not nothing. She was so good. Mary says, hi, Danny. Sonal says, hi, Danny. Hi, Danny. Lisa says, hi, Danny. Sardashian says, hey, Danny. Mary says, good girl. She was. She was so good, you guys. I'm so proud of her. Danny says, hi, Lisa smiles a lot. Sardashian says, hello, Lisa. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I can't think he's going out. The weather just looks crappy. Sardashian says, hello, Lisa. Danny says, hi, Lisa. Danny says, Sonal is all about freedom. Hi. Hi, Sonal. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Danny says hi to Sonal and hi to Crafter Shells. We're going to be going soon, but I want to let you guys know that I'm coming back later to play Scrabble if you guys want to watch. I'm going to play Sebastian in Scrabble, and I'm going to play Stuart in Scrabble. And we're also having crossword puzzles today, too. You hear the church bells? Can you hear the church bells? Bye, nobody really. Danny says hi, Bill Bago. Danny says hi, Crafty Alea. Sona says I heard it. Can you hear it? The church bells. You heard them? Okay, good. You only hear them when it's like quiet, but they're beautiful. Friends of Dashers, look forward to the videos of the peeps I sub to. Thank you, Friends of Dashers. Colleen. Danny says, hey, Devin. Excuse me. Lisa says, Sardashians, I shared you on my Facebook. Hope it helps. Thank you, Lisa. Danny says, face the ace. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Eric. I want to talk to him about at least one idea I have for him. A couple others I'm like spinning through my head. I don't want to see them give up, but if they, Stardashians, maybe just leave it rest for a little while. I don't know. You're getting discouraged, and it can be hard. It can be hard. Crafter says, hi, Lisa smiles a lot. Danny says, hey, face the ace. Danny says, the misadventures of the Sardashians. Colleen says, I'm about to give up, just about. No, why, Colleen? Why? Aw, why? Friends of Dashers, my hours. Oh, it takes a long time, Colleen. It takes a very, very long time to get the hours, but you can do it. If you want to do it, you can do it. I can't get them up. It takes a lot of work, you guys. I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you, Danny. You too. Danny says hi, nobody really. Lisa says hi, Crafter Shells. It really does take a lot of work. I can't schedule easily. I understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Colleen, my advice to you is do it when you want it. When you want to, that's when you do it. Colleen, longer streams help the hours. Yes, longer streams do help the hours, but so does the viewers. You have to have people looking. Lisa says, just hang in there, enjoy the friendships. Yes, Lisa, that, I love that, Lisa. I'm pinning that. Friends of Dashers says, yes, Sonal. Danny says, hi, Friends of Dashers. Shell says, Friends of Dashers and more takes a while. I'm still working on it. You can trade watch hour playlists and run them. I need to make a watch list playlist myself. Yes, make a playlist. Just don't include the shorts because your shorts don't count for your time. You have a playlist. Okay, everyone check out Friends of Dashers and more playlist. You guys could help her out. We can all help her out. Colleen, I'll play your playlist today, says Sonal. Thank you, Sonal. Don't do shorts. No, shorts do not count. You can do them. Yes, do them. Shorts bring people to your channel, but shorts do not count. They do not count for monetization purposes. They do not. Friends of Dashers and More says, thanks, Sonal. Jamie says, hi, Daisy May. Hi, Jamie Brown. Jamie Brown's here. Everybody say hi to Jamie. Sonal says, you're welcome, Colleen. Colleen says, oh, okay. Yes, keep putting out your shorts because people, that's what brings them to your channel. But then, you know, once they get to your channel, you have to keep them there. Adrian, how are ya? Crafter says, hi, Jamie. Adrian, you have been loyal to a T, and I'm going to make you a blue person. Everybody check out my friend Adrian. Adrian, how are you today? Shell says, hi, Jamie. So does Sonal. Friends of Dashers, that is why I'm subbing a lot, trying to get peeps. Yes. Yes. Subbing, and you have to watch people's content. You have to show up at people's live streams. You don't have to stay. But go give somebody 5 minutes, right? Go give somebody 2 minutes. Give everybody at least a minute, okay? Someone says, I lose subs but never give up. I always remember what Abigail told us. Don't give up, that's right. Crafter Shell says, hi, Adrian. Adrian says, thank you. I am okay, Daisy May. Good to see you, Adrian. Adrian says, hi to Crafter Shells. Colleen says, exactly 100. Yes, yes. It takes time, Colleen. Be patient, everybody. Be patient. Friends of Dashers gives a thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's looking like the rain's coming anytime now. All right, I'm going to say goodbye, you guys. I'll be back in a little while. We're going to play Scrabble this afternoon, and we're going to do some crossword puzzles today, too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you all later this afternoon, just a few hours from now. Look for us. Adrian says, hey, face the ace. Take care. Have a great day, Shells. You too. Take care, everybody. We'll see you around this afternoon. We're going to play some games this afternoon, okay? We'll see you then. Thank you for the love. Thank you for everything. We'll see you all real soon. All right? Bye, everybody. We will be back in just a little while. All right? Thanks, everybody. You too, Lisa. Smiles a lot. You beautiful young lady. Lisa, thank you so much. Oh, I hear thunder. I wonder if I should leave the stream up by itself. Enjoy the rain. Oh, I love the rain, Bill your Bago. And see, I sit inside. So I don't care if it rains. Unless we get the downpours, right? You're at 208, Lisa. Awesome. Jamie says, hi, Shells. That's great. All right, folks, we will be back this afternoon. Rain or shine, we're going to play Scrabble. I'll see you then. Bye, everybody. Oh, wait, got to end the poll. Let's end the poll. All right, is there such a thing as having too many chickens? I don't have any. More than half of us don't have any. Yes, I have too many, says 21%. And no, there's never enough, says 21%. Nice. Jamie, I'll be live at 7 p.m. UK. Everybody check out Jamie Brown. 7 p.m. UK time. Bill your bag, no rain in the forecast here. Ugh. I'll send you some. We're in the rainy season. I'll send you some. Lisa says hugs to Daisy and Magic. Thank you, Lisa. All right, everybody. We'll see you this afternoon. I love you guys. Bye, everybody.